Welcome and welcome back to my channel. I'm Amanda and today I'm playing with Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches and my Counterfeit Kit Challenge kit. And this is the sketch from Lyssa Flanagan and she's bangs and glasses, I think. I will have that linked below. Yeah, bangs and glasses. I'll have her linked below as well as Christy, who organizes and hosts this every 4 months, I think it is, 3 times a year. So all month long this is going on for sketches. So there is a book group, so if you wanted to go take a look, all the sketches are there and you can play along and you can post your picture in the comments there. So so this New Day paper pad for the 6x6 I did put in my kit, mostly for 2 papers, but I'm going to use some other ones too. So the one paper that was in there is this blue one, and then rainbows was also in my kit for this month, but I put the whole paper pad in because it all goes together. But I do have those 2 in a 12x12. And that blue one that I just cut up, I cut 18 pieces at 1 inch, and they have their little blue pattern with little bees on it, because this kiddo of mine is busy, and so we always call her little bee. So and then I cut that one. This is going to also be my mat, so I cut 4 pieces of that at 1.5 inches. And then this I'm going to cut down so it is 3 1/4 for my 3.5 for my picture, and then this will be 3 3/4 inches for a white, and then this is going to be 4x4. So we'll get a double mat. It looks like she does have a double mat on hers too. I just wanted the white in between to brighten that picture up a little bit because it is a pretty dark picture, but it's in a school gym. It's for celebrational learning, and so I did homeschool my kiddos for a bit, and we did a blended program. So they had a couple of classes at a school, and then the rest was at home. And this was our at-home version or portion that we came into the school and shared with other families what we were doing. So this is what Evie decided to put out that year. So on her thing, we learned about the body, and she did some artwork. It's hard to see, but there's some world geography there too. So we were using the Kiwi kits for a while when we were doing this, and she loved them. So I'm going to use the back side of that blue paper, which has the cameras on it, and then here are the bees. And I'm just taking a look. The sketch I actually have on my table in front of me too, but I'm just taking a look at where these pieces are. So these blue bees, this blue background with the bees, is going in place of that hot pink, and then the nothing but blue skies and the camera and the other one are those yellow pieces, and then these ones are the green. And then, yeah. And so when I cut my green, I didn't realize that some of the green pieces were a little bit bigger, but it doesn't matter. And so as I'm putting them down, I noticed that I have a whole lot more room here than she does. So I imagine her pieces are probably quite a bit bigger than mine, but I like how I cut them. I don't want to cut another piece of paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find things I'm looking for. So this rainbow is going to go on there too. And so I'm going, how do I want to do this? So I do see that there's quite a bit on each end. So if I do it a 10x10, I can get it pretty close to where I want it to be. And so I'm pulling out this piece of paper, which is kind of a stone blue gray from my kit, and I will mat it on that. So the 6x6 paper pad and that border piece was in my kit. This green marble piece I pulled out of a paper pad because I liked the green because of how much green is in the photo. And then there's quite a bit of green that is in some of these pictures. So I wanted to do like a blue-green kind of theme with a touch of the pink that's there. So, and then popping these all back on. I am not going to get them all on before I start gluing, which, it is what it is. It goes a little sideways because I didn't replan out the second time. And I did decide I wanted it to overlap that edge just a little bit. So it does pull some of that off to the border, which I like, and then I wasn't paying attention to the way the bees were going, and these bees need to be flying, I don't know, mostly in an upwards direction is what I wanted. So some of these I have to pull off and then put back on if I'm not paying attention. And I'm doing this in between a whole bunch of appointments. So I took the day off for appointments, and then I had ran to another town and came back, and I had a half an hour before I had to run out again. And so I was doing this in the half an hour before I had to run out again. So I was not doing lots of overly thinking on it. I just get the paper down, get this one done, which was not a bad one to do that with, because there's not a huge rhyme or reason to where the squares are anyway. So if it's not quite the same, not a big deal. If it's not quite the same anyway, not a big deal. It's a sketch. You take it how you want it to be. And then notice how I got another extra square in there, and I'm just popping things down. So things are in relative same area-ish, but not exactly, and that's okay for me. And then because this one goes all the way to the edge, I just did 2 of those camera pages or boxes because there was only supposed to be 3 on here anyway. So not a big deal. And then this camera is supposed to go here. It's the yellow one, and I am going to back it on foam. I did do my picture on foam too. So I do have to do a little bit of where it overlaps so that it has some structure for that one. And then I just have to get this on and not play with it. So it is funny that way. On, don't play with it. Don't knock it, nothing. It's on there really good now, but I just needed to keep adding glue until the glue set. It would have been better if I'd maybe put something heavy on top and dealt with other places on my layout, but I didn't have other places on my layout that I needed to deal with. So, it is what it is. And just think about where to put this one. I want to tie that camera piece to the edge so that other square that I just put on works well. And so now all 4 edges are touching. I thought about this chipboard piece for a second because now I'm ready to embellish. And I'm like, nope. And then I looked at the time and I'm like, yep, gotta go. So this is me back this morning, actually. And so I knew I just had a little bit left to do. I did pull out a few embellishments that are out of my education school section, and I'm doing a really big title, long title. So this was called Celebration of Learning. So I am not going to be very creative, and I'm just going to call it Celebration of Learning. So, and that CELE is a little crooked. I'm not sure if I'll go back and fix it. I can see that it's crooked here, and that pencil chipboard is from a old Studio Calico kit, and I think that cork board is from it's either Studio Calico L.A. Edwards. I was looking at some dollar store stickers that I decided nope. And then that nice work came from a cut apart sheet it was called the Education Stack. And I think it was from I don't know how to say the 4-letter one. You know what I'm talking about. The company's name is 4 letters. Anyways, so I did try and get this other one on here. Had I done the celebration and then of learning on the same line, it would have worked to put that other pencil crayon on pencil, but I didn't think it worked as well as I wanted it to. So it's not going to make it. And then this nice work is going to go up on 2 pieces of foam and then glued on the edge flag and overlap the pencil. So it's only going to get like this one little embellishment cluster. And then I decided no for the world just because there's no other brown on here. And then I would have had to find more brown, I think. So that is it close up. Look at those beautiful bees. And thank you so much for watching today. Here are some still shots. I will have Lyssa linked below, as well as Christy, and the playlist will also be linked below. And if I remember the Facebook group, because there's lots of things, I'll also link the Counterfeit Kit Challenge too. They have some lovely things that go on in their group, so it would be great to check out. I really enjoy playing along with both of these. So thank you so much for watching today. I would love it if you liked, subscribed, and commented, and have yourself a wonderful day.